are you?
No, my goodness. Thank you for doing this. We're doing fantastic. And I tell people about websites all the time that have foundations and organizations and charities. Your website, songsforsound.com, Jaime, it's perfect. There's a lot of information there to help people out and show people how to get involved. Well done on that.
Thank you so much. We actually manage that in-house as probably every other nonprofit covered mine does. We're required to do so much on so little, so we do all that in-house.
Well, you do a great job on that. All right, tell me what the mission, the purpose is of Songs for Sound and what you set out to do and what you're accomplishing so far.
Absolutely. Started over 10 years ago.
Okay, hold on one second, Jaime. Hold on one second. Hold on. We're gonna see this. You're cutting out again on us, and I want people to make sure they know. There she is. There she is.
Get a better spot.
Oh, there you are. Here you
got
now.
me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna move. Okay. So Lexi was born seemingly normal. She had she wasn't given a newborn hearing screening. That's my daughter. She's now 14. Was given a hearing test at 10 weeks of age. And they told us that she did not pass, but it was because she was fussy and to come back in 6 to 9 months, which should have been actually the standard of care is 2 to 4 weeks. And I didn't know that. We knew nothing about hearing loss. And so fast forward, she's developing like any other normal kid, typical kid. And then around 10 or 11 months, we noticed she wasn't developing first words, not responding to loud noises, went back in, and a pediatrician said, I said, we need to get that referral. We need to go back. And this is, I mean, we know something's wrong at this point. Like we can, like she even sounded deaf when she tried to speak. She had no language and it sounded like she couldn't hear herself. And he says, you got me. She heard the noise in the hallway. And I said, I didn't hear a noise in the hallway. And he said, some kids don't talk until they're 18 months of age. And so I'm like, okay, this is getting weird. So fast forward, I pushed back through to a full hearing exam. And around 13 and a half months, she was not diagnosed with just a mild, moderate hearing loss like I expected, but she was diagnosed as being profoundly deaf. And that just ignited a movement in me. I realized very quickly that Lexi had never heard my lullabies. She was the same day we learned about a cochlear implant, which we had never heard of. So quick stat, 95% of kids that are born with hearing loss are actually born to hearing parents. So spoken language, hearing is in the home. So we chose the cochlear implant for her, which is a surgery. It's a big decision for the family. It's outpatient, and now she's 14 and she has perfect speech. She's ranked in the top 10 in the country for pitchers in her class of 2026. She attends Brentwood Academy. She's very typical. She works hard because of that gap. So anyway, long story short, I became super passionate about not only not hearing all the sounds, you know, everyone around us, our family, everything. But can you imagine being in Nashville, Music City, and never hearing a lyric, never hearing a note, never hearing the music? So we started Songs for Sound because the first time she heard music and heard my lullabies and her head fell on my shoulder, I mean, it completely transformed me. And now 10 years, 11 years later, we've helped over 31,000 people here with an outreach mobile clinic, free screenings, free hearing aids, a care team that walks people through the life of hearing, services for veterans. We have an international mission in Jamaica. We've just kind of blown up because people don't know what to do to get help, just like us.
We talked about that day on the phone is that, you know, when this happens, so a lot of times parents are left in the cold and like, what are we going to do? And just reading your organization and talking to you, how you come in and help people out. What an amazing service. How would it have affected you, Jaime, had you known about this when your daughter was born, had an organization like Songs for Sound come in and helped you out? How would it have made a massive difference?
Joe, that just gave me chills. You know, no one's ever asked me that. No one's ever asked me that question. And okay, you're my new billboard. You are the new billboard for Songs for Sound. That's exactly the mission. We didn't know. And Lexi's life now is a little more complicated than it should have been. Her issues, she hears and she works hard. So with a cochlear implant, you have to first think about hearing, and then you have to think about what you heard. So combine that with a 2-year language delay where she didn't have access to any language. She had no speech, no sound. So her auditory working memory, she has to work really hard for that. She has to work really hard at classes with very difficult language simply because she got a late start. And it was, if we had known, if we had been matched early on before the age of 1, she could have been implanted at 9 months. She could have been at least a device on her head, a hearing aid to give her some sort of access, if any, to some sound. So she works hard now to overcome those gaps. And we do things like pre-teaching vocabulary before class, copy of notes in class if they're not using the smart board. There's a lot of things that Lexi does extra on top of a rigorous athletic, training requirement, on top of playing sports for school and travel 10 months a year and traveling all over the country. So is she going to be prepared for life? And has God given her this? Absolutely, 100%. And I'm so proud of her and my son, who was a huge peer for her. But if we had known someone ahead of time, she would just, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what would have happened. However, we know that this was meant to be. We know that her life is meant to change, thousands of people. And our goal is to reach 250,000 people by 2025. So,
Wow.
yeah. So, yeah, thank you for asking that question.
And also on the website, songsforsound.com, and you go click on the page here, and it talks about Hear the Music Project, all begins with a hearing test, and it lays out everything that goes through. Again, what a great website to help people and step by step to get there, Jamie. Fantastic job with this.
Thank you so much. I need to come in and give you a screening with our state-of-the-art technology.
I think it's just great what you guys do. All right, let's talk about what's happening on Wednesday night. We'll put the flyer up here. Stories and 6 Strings Songwriter Series going on downtown at Live Oak. This sounds like a lot of fun, Jamie. How important is this night to the foundation?
Extremely important. You guys, listen, whatever charity you support, keep supporting in whatever ways you can. Everyone I know everyone's tightening the belts, including me at home with my kids. And but if you can give, just give anything. We have seen a massive decline in fundraising. So my buddy Joshua Likens, he owns Elite Events, and he does a great thing. He goes around and he chooses charities and he hosts events and gives back, and he manages the event. So he's managing all our events this year. I love him to death. And he got in touch with Craig Campbell, Mitch Russell, and all those great songwriters there listed. And they're going to put on a great show at Live Oak down there on Demunbrian. And I get a night out because my birthday is Monday. So we're going to celebrate on Wednesday.
Happy 22.
So you better be there.
I will come down to that. I think it's great. And I think, your passion is so compelling and it's so wonderful, all this. And what a great night. Again, it's Stories and 6 Strings at Live Oak on Demunbrian. Information's there. We'll keep blasting information out there as well. Now, Jamie, will you get up and perform on Wednesday night?
If you will.
Okay, I'll do it. But I don't want to show off in front of Craig Campbell and those guys, because that might make them a little upset.
That's very true. And I do want to say this: we're really trying to advance our outreach with the music industry and community. We have a lot of services that we provide. We actually partner with South by Southwest for hearing screenings. We've partnered with other music organizations to help, but we want to do more of a massive approach to help musicians who are definitely high risk for hearing loss, and B, we know that the music industry was also hit pretty hard because of COVID and the changes in the way that streaming happens and everything. And so we want to make sure that they're not missing out on hearing, brain health, memory, a healthy memory because of an untreated hearing loss. So we want to really get the word out about that. And then this will also support our kids camp that is happening this weekend. It's about a $12,000 cost for us to provide families a free weekend to be with people like them. So these kids with cochlear implants and hearing aids are often in a school with maybe 1 or 2 like them, if any. And so we bring them together and they get to be with other kids walking around with devices on their heads and talking and learning from one another, and so do the families. So come out and support this. We're super excited about it.
If somebody's seeing this morning or watch it later on today, whatever, and wants to get more information, just go to the website. That's the easiest way to get in contact with you.
Absolutely. And you can email me, jvernon@songsforsound.com. And you can find my email on the website or submit a request, and I'll get back to you for sure.
This is something, just reading all the information there, Jamie, this is more than just a job for you, isn't it?
It is. It's a mission. It's a passion. It is my life's calling, and I'm very grateful. It's hard. It's very hard. And shout out to all my charity people. It is very rewarding. But we wear 1,000 hats a day. So you're so kind and so sweet to highlight charities like ours.
Well, I love the passion. I love what you're doing because, again, there's people need to know this mission and this message, and I hope they hear it. Jaime, thank you. I appreciate your time. We'll continue promoting this event all next week through the weekend, and hopefully have a jam-packed place Wednesday night at Live Oak. And happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
Well done. All right, we'll see you next week.
All right, see you, buddy. Bye.
All right, Jaime Vernon, songsforsound.com. Go to the website, songsforsounds.com. You see everything. Make sure I pronounce that correct.